So the third motion or repetitive movement in these yoga-inspired sessions I'd like to just gently provide a little bit of education around is what's called Chaturanga, which is essentially a bit of a press-up. We come from standing and we step ourselves back to the mat and we get ourselves into our strong plank position. And we'll coach this during the series. However, when we lower down towards the floor, as if we were to do the press up or several, any repetitive movement done slightly incorrectly might cause a little dysfunction, a little niggle here and there. So I always coach from the knees first, and the knees are quite far back. There's a nice long line from that back knee through the midriff, through the rib cage, through the crown. You draw the abs in, so belly button in towards spine, so that the hips don't sink and you're not dropping in sagging into that lower back. Draw the abs in, so we're working quite a bit of core stabilizing. As we lower the chest, we're always drawing the abs in so the hips don't sink. The chest is what leads down towards the ground. The heart hits the floor first and we press back up. So as we lower, you'll notice a little shift forward onto the very tops of the knees. And as we lower, drawing the abs in, a slight shift forward so that those elbows stay over the wrists nicely. And then usually from here we'd go into mini cobra, sphinx, up dog, or some back strengthening. As you draw the abs in to press yourself back up, notice how when we lower, and you're reaching forward, the elbows stay narrow, so they're not swinging out to the side. And the shoulders roll back, externally rotating, especially past halfway, and back down to the mat. Drawing the abs in so the hips don't sink as you press yourself back up. So there's a lot going on there. We're trying to get elbows over wrists. As we lower, we're trying to engage the abdominals so the hips don't sink. As we lower, especially sort of to halfway, is a little shift forward. And then rolling the shoulders back while you keep the elbows narrow. So not allowing them to just rock out to the side like you might see most sort of press-ups. And there's a lot of importance through those. Don't worry about how slow you go through it. You'll create the muscle memory for when we do speed things up. And just go at your own pace and just try seek that little bit of alignment through those, through that chaturanga, through that press up. Remember, ideally with your knees, generally I would coach in my one-on-one sessions, would try coach somebody to be able to do that with great form 25 times or so before we go into a full press up. So when we come into a full, and we're drawing the abs in so that the hips don't sink, squeeze the bum if you wish. But then as we're lowering and the chest leads, just want you to shift forward an inch and about halfway. The elbows are narrow, the shoulders are rolled back. And then from here we would usually maybe drop the chest to the floor for our mini cobra, sphinx or up dog. Or that halfway shift forward might be where we flip through for our up dog. So as we recap the chaturanga, we're looking to draw the abs in so the hips don't sink. We're looking to keep the elbows narrow. We're looking to gently roll the shoulders back as we descend, especially past halfway ideally. It's not that the human body is not capable of going into all sorts of different amazing ways of strengthening and moving itself. However, it's just anything done repetitively over and over with maybe not quite so great a form might just cause you a little niggle here and there. So hopefully these 3 videos of the down dog, the up dog and the chaturanga, probably your 3 most common sequences, poses in yoga. Hopefully they give you a little bit of an insight to recap and just try to find some form through them to be done safely.